My fellow speechcrafters, tell me if you are ready. Put one in the chat box down below. And if you are not ready, put one in the chat box down below. Let's go. To add on the things that have been introduced by our Madam Tools Masters, I would like to acknowledge to all of the speech crafters. You are listening, you are giving an attention to an international speaker where I am not in any base of Indonesia. I am from Malaysia, custom made in Sarawak, strictly. And honestly speaking, I love Toastmasters in their public speaking way, in their public speaking perspective. Most of the time, when I have free time, I try out to learn about what does Toastmasters give back to me in the first very place. Because I paid for the membership, I paid for to learn something. And today, I would like to share with all of you what have I learned based on my experience and everything made by me directly to you. So all the things that we share today, you can bring it home. You can ask me permission to get all the slides, all the notes, and I will give it to you. So allow me to share my screen with all of you. Is it on the full screen?
The white
Yeah.
one? Yes.
Okay. Today, I would like to share with all of you what does it mean by having the power of non-verbal communication. Same things again. Tell me in the chat box down below, what do you know or what do you have in mind when it comes to non-verbal communication? Let's go. I want to see it in the chat box down below. What do you think of a non-verbal communication? Who have any ideas? I want to see speech process. Maybe speech process Juwita. I can see you. Looks like you have an idea, but you don't know how to deliver it. Oh, you see it. You have gesture, expression. Cool, cool, cool. And we have distinguished Toastmasters Ranawati says about body language. All right. What about speech doctor Leroy? Do you have anything, any idea? What does it mean by a non-verbal communication? Smile. Okay, okay. That's a reminder, not only to me, but to all of us. What about speech crafter Punawan? Do you have any idea? Tone and vocal. Correct. Correct. Right? Now, to talk about that and to agree with all of you, it is a national definition. Body language is the non-verbal communication, tonality, vocal variety that have been mentioned just now. It's included in a non-verbal communication. We also have postures, hand gestures, like what we have Toastmasters Isini says about smiling, your facial expression, your eye contact, I'm looking at you, looking at me, and stage movement. And this for virtual wise, we can't do it. And I would suggest, or I would share another way what we can do about it when we having an online meeting situation. Now to talk about more in deeper, why does it matter? As a speaker, for me, and I would like for you to have it as well, body language creates confidence and it helps you to engage with your audience. When you move, it clarifies your point. It enforces your message. You want to tell people something and you want to you want them to take it as a key takeaway when they get home. Now, last but not least, it makes your public speaking, makes your communication, presentations more dynamic. People will not see you on the standstill on the stage. And that would be more creepy, I would. And this is not the research that I have made. This is research made by the Abraham Malbert, where does he say that body language consists of the 55% for your entire speech. In that particular moment that you guys have now, 55%, your body gestures, your language, your tonality, your posture, that's all included, and it's important. What about words? Like our distinguished Toastmaster John Lau say, use the layman term. You use basic English words. You don't have to use a high-end word, jargon. What about tonality, like Punawan said? Yes, tonality enhance the audience visualization on the point that you want to deliver. When it is an important note, you use high tone. It's a lower tone, meaning to say you want to persuade the audience. And that being said, it comes to create a perfect body language or a perfect speech that you have done for that entire day. Now, at the same time, I would like to go deeper. What does it mean by each of the things that we learned? First of all, regarding about the eye contact. As a speaker, maintaining the eye contact with the different sections of the audience room. For example, when in the physical room, I use the triangle method. The triangle method, right? The triangle method meaning to say, the one in the middle, I will look to the person that is closest to me, and then the two furthest triangles, the last two, how to say it, the last two sides, I will look to the furthest left and to the furthest right. Now, the way you're going to look at them is not to look them in the eyes directly. It makes you will feel uncomfortable. Now, what do? I look at least above their forehead or below their lips, as it looks like you are actually looking at them, but actually not. And then you need to avoid to look only at one person. In a bigger setting room, if you only look at one person, the other audience will lose interest with what. So that's why I'm giving you the tips that I learned from my own journey, which is the triangle. Look at the someone in the middle that are closest to you. Look someone after look for the first person. The second person could be on the furthest left or the furthest. Now use the 3 to 5 second rule perception. You don't have to look at them at a very long time. Sometimes it creates awkwardness. Sometimes the audience or the other person might be uncomfortable. And probably, I would like to tell you this, naturally, human, we can't focus or giving attention in a long time. Now, what you're going to get when you do all the eye contact? 3 things that I would like to give. There are actually more. Number 1, your confidence. 2, the sincerity on listening to the speaker, or the sincerity, you give the sincerity to your audience that you want to share this purely from your heart and this is all for you. Now, the third thing that I feel very, very important, the connection that, as for example, at this point, I actually look at each one of you when mentioning your name. Like I'm looking at our spacecrafter Zira. I'm looking at spacecrafter Leroy. How I managed to look at you through the camera. In a physical setting, I will uh, use my hand to show you. It makes more confident. It will make you feel more included in this. The next thing that I would like to share with you is regarding on the facial expression. Oh, the facial expression. Match your facial expression with your message. When you want to be, when the message is to be angry with someone, make it angry. If it feels sad, show a sad expression. Now, to make your speech, your communication look more natural, what I usually do in a non-sad setting, I usually smile in the first very place. I smile during the opening and I give some like uh, positive things that what I see in that particular person. Now, also I would avoid a flat tone. I would avoid flat tone because sometimes, in my experience, my flat tone can be considered condescending. People feel irritated. So I usually not staying longer by using a flat tone. Or I never use a serious expression. And that's where I get the feedback. People somehow say, Qaiyum, you look like somehow, and sometimes you're not serious. The next thing that I would like to share regarding about the hand gesture, you may use the natural hand gestures that you have, like how usually you move, how you usually making your point. Use it. Now, avoid this one thing or two things I would say. Keeping your hands in the pocket to a longer time intended. Now, that shows that you are not interested in that conversation or you're not interested to listen to the content of the speaker or you not interested when you are speaking, you're not interested towards the audience. At the same time, avoid a repetitive or distracting movement. In online setting, we don't usually see this, but in online on-site setting, you will see a lot of speakers that will move around from left to right, and that's kind of distracting if they move too much instead of delivering their content more. Now, using your hand gestures, it does two things: emphasize your key points and illustrate the size of your speech or giving a direction to where the speech is going. And at the same time, your postures, your movement, when you're sitting down like what we do right now, stand straight, or sit straight, upright. Relax the shoulder. You don't have to bring it up a little bit or, be natural. When you have the right postures, when you speak, you will feel like I say in the first beginning, more confident, you will feel more natural delivering your speech, and you will not feel awkward to share your connection with the audience. Now, movement. Every movement has a purpose. Why do you move to the left? Because you want to see the furthest people in the left side. Why do you move back to the middle? You want to conclude your messages. You want to conclude your speech. Now, I would like to say this one thing, all of you. Avoid passing without meaning. When online setting, we always usually do like this. Yeah, we're going to see, avoid moving or move with unnecessary move. That movement will show that you're not confident, you're not ready to deliver what you have in your mind, and you actually not interested towards what the other person will say. And that, ladies and gentlemen, the common body language mistake that I do in the first very place, which would be the eye contact. I have less eye contact in the first very place. I stand still like the wood. You know, I didn't move. I didn't use the space that are given to me. And sometimes when I feel comfortable enough, I move too much. And when I bring something to the stage, for example, like a pen, I will play with the pen often. And it makes me feels like not focusing with the audience. And the thing that I don't want to do again, and I regret the much, which is turning my back with the audience. If you can see, I'm delivering you a content, but can you see me? Can't. So it will feel very, very weird if I'm talking to you while giving my back. So with that, fellow tourist masters and my fish crafters, the things that I would like to for all of you to do today is practice your speech. When you practice your speech, you record it. When you record it, this is the three things that I would like you to do. First, look at the video without the audio. Okay, look at the video without the audio. Second, you listen to the audio without the video. And the third one is you look both. You look the audio, you look the video at the same time, at the same exact moment. And what does that give to you? It will insert, oh, I move this. This is, I move on this part. This is not necessary. Or I have this movement that I don't really get the meaning. Why do I move like that? Or maybe you can say, oh, I need to look to the audience more on the left side because I look more towards the right side. And then at the same time, you give the video to your evaluators, your guides, and ask the feedback from them from time to time. And then, fellow Toastmasters, of course, for today, three things that I would like for you guys to improve: the gestures, the eye contact, and your stage movement, or probably your online setting visibility. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, to conclude today's session, the three things that I would like to remind you. The body language that we all use today strengthens your message. No matter would be how impactful it is, low impact, high impact, it strengthens your message. And non-verbal communication increase audience awareness, increase the audience impact, the awareness, attention. Last but not least, you need to practice to improve, right? Practice to improve, not practice to be perfect. So I hope with my sharing today with all of you could leave some impact, could leave some positive measure that you will be a good speaker, a good communicator in the next upcoming meeting. So fellow Toastmasters, fellow fish crafters, let me pass the floor back to our Madam Toastmasters to conduct the next time. With that, over to you.